Welcome back, everyone. Today we are diving into a film that answers the question, what happens when your favorite childhood puppets turn into a living, breathing nightmare? Described as the Muppets meets Evil Dead, and the indie horror The Fuzzies is a wild ride of practical effects, stop motion animation, and laugh out loud blood splatter. That's the only way I can describe this movie. And I don't know, I think Gordy also agrees with me. So joining us today is Gordy Cassel. I should is I okay, good, sweet.
Oh
Who
no,
plays
it's Gordy Cassel.
Gordy Cassel? I am so sorry. Gordy
No, you're
Cassel,
okay.
who plays Shirley Drysdale in the film. Gordy, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Well, I don't know when you're gonna upload it, but it's Wednesday. It's hump day here in our existence during the recording. So how exciting
It
is
is Hump
that?
Day, and what a perfect day for a do an interview on about killer Muppets. So,
Exactly.
so, oh my goodness. Well, my first question is that the core of the story is about old friends reuniting a deceased friend's eerie estate,
Hmm.
which brings up themes of friendship and legacy.
Yeah.
That's what I got for the synopsis, right?
Yeah.
So, how did you and the rest of the cast build that long-standing, complicated dynamic before the puppet nightmare begins?
As Shirley is depicted in the film, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but Shirley is dead at the beginning of the film. That's not
Okay.
a spoiler at all. That's the plot.
Okay.
Um, so there is a lot of themes of just loneliness, friendship and loneliness are huge portions of the story, in my personal opinion, isolation. Shirley is not a part of that main trio in the film at all, which is how she felt nearing the end of her life and just in her fame. So I particularly, as an actor, was more focused on what the friendships used to be versus how they are now. Like she still holds on to the friendships that occurred in their the last I don't know if you remember any of the scenes that had a lot of plot in them or just like backstory, but the last time they really were friends was high school. Last time they really talked was high school or college. And so yeah, I think she just holds on to the good moments, but the end of her life in my interpretation was always that she was very lonely and isolated and sadly with a very I won't give anything away.
Well, this movie's been out for quite some time. I'm sure it's okay to give some spoilers away. I mean, if people haven't watched it by now, then shame on them. So, I
I
mean,
mean, it's pretty self-explanatory that the puppets are kind of not what you would think they are for a kid show. They're nefarious. So, imagine your life if you were surrounded and isolated in a reality of evil puppets.
well, this movie is certainly entertaining. I mean, people think, oh, well, that might be, I might be evaluated as a psychopath for saying that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's seriously, it's a very entertaining movie. I mean, of course, it's distributed by Terror Films, which I'm also collaborating and partnering with. So,
Well,
and I found this movie very entertaining and fun to watch.
yes,
So,
I
so
yeah, I like
I mean,
it.
so I mean, if all Muppet movies are like this, then there would be an Oscar for it somewhere. Seriously, I mean, it's got to be. It's it is definitely up there with. I don't know. It's top tier, definitely, in my opinion.
Oh,
But
cool. Love it.
yes, the Fuzzy Strikes is is a very specific surreal balance between absurdist comedy and 70s, 80s inspired horror,
Yeah.
which I absolutely love. I am a huge fan of 80s horror, as you can see from behind me. Um,
Yes.
the um, as an actor with a strong background in Chicago improv, I mean, how much room do you have to inject your own comedic timing for the scripts?
Oh, the whole so much because I mean, Shirley was in clips. Like we actually we filmed like kind of a scene from an episode. There were a lot of snippets, but it was cut from the final movie. So I'm so excited at one point. I'm hoping that they'll be able to edit that little segment of an episode of the Sunny Smiles show. Like I am also as an audience member super excited to finally see it as its own entity. But I improvise so much outside of that one scene. There's a monologue I did that I had to do word perfect, but like any clips you see of Shirley with Candy dancing, talking, that I improvised all of it. Yeah. So I was great. I mean, I did have a scene with lines and dialogues, two or three or four. Can't remember how many. But yeah, no, they wanted that kind of, you know, playfulness for because at the end of the day, like Shirley represents a child star, like a child show star, like a host. So
Yeah.
playfulness is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. So
Okay, when you read the script the first time and you knew what you were getting into, what was your
yeah.
first initial thought? Like was there hesitation, or like did you
No,
just want to jump into it right away?
I love puppets. I have my
Okay.
puppet right over there. I'll go grab her. Is it gonna follow me? My camera does that. Don't look at my dirty room.
Nope, it
Yeah,
pans
no,
straight to your picture on your wall.
great. I'm like a big fan of puppets. I always have been. So when I read the description of the character, I was like, oh, I mean, I'm a ventriloquist. So like to me, this is perfect. So
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, awesome.
yeah, this is great. I won't bring her out for the whole interview, but yeah, no, I've been obsessed with puppets for a very long time. Like, it wasn't hard for me to get excited.
So
I,
this is what naturally drew you to the story, right? I mean, or the role, but this is what drew you to the role, Shirley, obviously.
yeah.
So how did your real world experience shape the way you played your character?
Well, I definitely have done birthday parties. So I'm a children's entertainer by trade. Like that's one of the ways I make money. So, and I work with kids in real life. Um, that wasn't too hard to manifest that kind of energy you need to be a child. Like that comes naturally to me. Like just entertaining children. That's just like something I can do. Like I do it all the time. I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of children's shows. So like for me, that's not even an abbreviation. Like I swear to God, I've done like over like 500 or something. But like, um, I don't know. I also I didn't play. I'm very personally not as I wanted it to be like Shirley had been sheltered excruciatingly by Sonny in an emotionally abusive way. So I wanted there to be an innocence that I don't have anymore as an adult in the world who's lived in bigger cities. I've lived in so many different places and experienced so many different things, but I wanted it to be kind of like Sunny never wanted Shirley to grow up. So I took my ventriloquism experience, my puppeteering experience, my experience working with kids, honestly writing this kind of content too, and I mixed it with what I would imagine it would be like to be if my puppet were not nice. Like, because I always imagined that Shirley was good. I mean, it's all up to interpretation. This is an actor's interpretation. The director ultimately, or the writers ultimately know what they intended, but the way I interpreted the character was that she was ultimately good and Sunny was using her in an abusive way. So yeah. So
How would
I
you
don't know if I,
describe your No, 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 that's perfect. I like that. It's good.
okay.
Um, how would you describe your character's arc in the film?
I did create an arc for Shirley. I did secretly. I think that you can never control how a film is cut. So like so what I do when I take a script, I always look at it from this perspective first and then I do personal. So I'm always looking at it from a story arc and I'm always looking at it from thematically and I'm always looking at it from I would say Shirley's not necessarily a protagonist, but she's a through line. She's what the story that she's a through line throughout the whole, just like Sunny is. And I played Sunny too. I forgot to say that. I played Sunny too, because that would make sense because I voiced
Yeah.
Sunny. I played both characters. And I wanted her arc to be like an explanation of I created this like timeline for her. So like let's say the interview at the very beginning, which I wish I would have known how it was going to be edited because I would have done it, I would have performed it differently. Um Originally that was before Sunny turned evil in my mind. So there wasn't even though there's like because if I would have known where they were going to place that in the final cut, I would have added more of that abuse into the relationship in my performance, but that's okay. I made an assumption and they worked with it. But in my mind, there was an episode that um we shot that was going to play before the or something like after the interview or something. I can't remember how the script works, but I wanted to show that was when Shirley wanted out in the episode. So that's why I really want to see it too, is because like I always find it fascinating the idea of subtext of like here you are, you're performing this children's show, and underneath you are know that you have your co-host is controlling you, is a murderer, like has murdered people on this children's set. Like in my this is all me. I want them to make a movie about it because I would fucking love to be in a movie about that. I think that would be because I don't know if you've seen the David Dasmal Chain movie where he's the talk show host, and then it turns out like,
Night Night with the Devil, yes.
yeah, I'm like, we could make something like that. Like, and I would kill it. Like, I have so much to pull from. Anyway, so in my mind, it was like in the episode that was written in that you didn't get to see, and I'm sorry you didn't see it. That was where you saw the subtext of what's underneath. And then I think the monologue was at the beginning. So I was trying to show before the turn and then after the turn. So I wanted there to be like, it used to be good because a lot of emotionally abusive and abusive relationships have that very good beginning of love bombing of success. I mean, that's when, and the way it was written, it was like that interview is when they're at the peak of their success. They're finally getting somewhere. And then I wanted to show that change. Um, so in my arc, it was I wanted there to be this element of all in on the sunny smiles, and then there you can tell that there's something wrong. And then when she comes up later in the movie, I wanted to be very aware that she's dead now, but Sunny is still she's trying to talk through these tapes as it's like there's both Sunny talking through the tapes, but there's also Shirley. So I wanted there to be Shirley who's warning them and Sunny who's trying to take her over again. So I really wanted there to be a duplicity in how I mean, the way that Josh directed me was like more like I'm a very like subtext, like how do we have an arc for a character and again, you can't control what they choose and what they put in as an actor. You do your best. You do your best to try and find what will work, but they ultimately control the cut. But he was more like, do it like this, do it like this. But I was able to use all of the subtext and the backstory I created to find placements of both playing when I'm Sunny inside Shirley, like when Shirley would look evil, that was Sunny. That wasn't Shirley in my mind. You know what I mean? Like I don't know
Yeah.
if you can if you go back and watch, hopefully you can see it. That's why I really want to see the episode because I want to see Shirley when she's in that like I want to see what it looks like so bad to see this person who has to smile and they're trying to figure out how to save people's lives because in my mind she hid her in the basement because Sunny was killing people on the set in my
Yeah,
mind.
the so the development is you wanted to have your own subtext implemented in the movie. I get that. I mean,
To show that there was a change in her because
yeah, right.
I'm only given so many scenes to show who Shirley is, and in the original script I was sent I was like, well, let's fucking make her a badass who like who's trying to save people, you know, because that's what I don't know, but like I can you can only do so much as an actor when you don't have control. So
So clearly you have a lot of experience with puppeteering.
yeah.
And so what was it like acting like opposite of practical puppets and how did the puppeteering, your background, make it easier for you to react on set?
Well, I was playing both characters, so it was easy for me. Because I was always, oh, you're talking about the other puppets? Easy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Easy. I don't know how to, I like, and at that point in my mind, in the logic of Shirley, these are all actually living creatures, like they're all alive. So like there's no puppeteers. Okay, there are, but you know what I mean.
But since the Fuzzy was originally a short film back like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
What was it like stepping into the world of that director Josh Funk and being iterating for the past 5 years?
Well, I think it's amazing that they took the opportunity of a terrible crisis, COVID, and created a story that so many people are going to find enjoyment in. Like I think that I know for a fact after meeting Josh, I don't know, like he can probably tell you more, but I do see that they're like, yes, the movie's entertaining, but there are themes of just I don't know, the themes of friendship really I really like the horror elements of just like loneliness. There's loneliness in this and bullying and like that kind of stuff. But I thought it was pretty great. I love movies. I love being in movies. I love puppets. I'll do it again. I'll beat another one. Where's the sequel? Fuzzies 2. We could have named this one the Fuzz. Wait, if we do a prequel, it'll be called Fuzzy
That is true.
because it's not the
That's a fact.
Fuzzy. So, anyway.
That is a fact. So in the English that this, what type of reaction would you, what, okay, in English saying did you have that kind of reaction watching the movie? I mean, what was it like to see that on the big screen?
I saw it. I wasn't able to go to the screening because I'm now on the East Coast. I'm in New York and they've screened it at festivals I wasn't able to go to. But when I watched it, I was amazed and impressed by the production design and the detail and the stop motion artistry. And there's a lack of apologeticness. I think a lot of people think that if it's a horror, it needs to be serious. It needs to have like very bleak color correction and blood. But it knew what it was and that like the blood was string. That's like to me, yes, anding the reality of the story too and the world they're building. I don't know. I was just very in awe of just how it all came to be into this. I don't know. I'm a puppet fan, so it was really hard to be like really into it when I was watching it.
So
Yeah.
what would you say is your favorite scene in the movie?
I think my favorite scene is the bathroom scene. Yeah. It's the best. It's so good. It's so good. And then I love the part where they come out of the drawer. Oh, I love that part. La, la, la. I'm like, that was, and the animation at the end with Sunny, the very end, really good. Very palpable how it comes to this, the way they did the like frenetic energy with the squiggles coming out of the wall. Oh, it's good.
Squiggles. I love it. So underneath the blood and the dark humor, what do you hope audiences take away from your character's journey in the group's fight for survival?
Huh. Well, unfortunately, I can't tell the ending, but I guess it's more of in an actor's perspective. I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to say it from an audience perspective in a film perspective. From an actor perspective, to humanize the character, I really did pull from real life abuse that I've witnessed or experienced myself or have been around or read about. I wanted to honor that because I just could tell that's what at least my interpretation was of this reality of like living with this duplicitous like character like and especially it really that came to the forefront for me when I was playing both at the same time. Um and that is a whole other theme that I could get into of there were a lot of addiction themes in this too. Like Dustin's a drunk and does cocaine, and then like that's an isolating experience. And there's an element of shame, the shame cycle of like, well, what if Shirley is the one self-talking? And then how did she die? Like there's so many different mental health issues that are referenced in this. So, from an actor's perspective, I would hope that I honored as best as I could with the heightened, very stylized world and character, I did at least in this fleeting moments that Shirley was on screen, honor the experience, what it's like to be in an abusive dynamic. That would be amazing. I know that that's a very actory vibe, but I don't like to approach any project without personal because, like, yes, I can be funny, and I always like naturally am by accident. Whoopsie. But I always like to be honest, and I think that's actor wise. Now, audience wise, I hope that this a person walks away realizing like, oh, this film was fun and it didn't apologize for being fun. It was campy and it didn't apologize for being campy, and it allowed me to have a good time because the creators didn't yet say no to any, like they said yes to all of their creative ideas. So like I want people to go leave the theater having fun, and I'm hoping
Right.
as an actor that I honored what the reality of having this abusive puppet on your freaking arm would be like. Like, I'm sorry, it just wouldn't be fun. Like, as someone who's played both, even if it's your self-talk, that's not fun. It's not a fun time. So, yeah,
I think that's how I was able to relate this movie because the past situations I've been in. So, first of all, being an army veteran and combat veteran, I mean, I've seen
yeah,
lots of PTSD, anxiety, all that,
yeah.
all the parting gifts in the military. Thanks a lot, fuckers. But
Eh,
it's just I get it. Um, Morals. I want to talk about morals. Every story,
yep.
well, almost every story has a moral. What would you describe the moral of the story of this movie is?
Oh, the moral.
Yeah.
It's hard to have morals in a horror, but I
No.
think I well no, because the ending, has the horror, they have the quintessential horror ending. But I would say that like from what I gathered in my analysis of the script is be kind to each other. That's the morality. Like, and reach out to people who don't aren't have been quiet. I think that
Yeah.
there's an element of like what happened to her friend. Oh, she was too famous for me to reach out. It's like if you think something's going on, reach out. Yeah, I think it's about being a good friend. I'm not even
I
kidding.
love it.
I know that's in the monologue that Shirley gives, but
No, no,
that's
no.
what I
That's
think
good.
it is.
I get it. It's good.
Yeah.
But last question for you.
Yeah.
What is next for you? Anything groundbreaking you want to share for the audience?
Yeah, I just finished filming my own pilot called Sweet Feenies, and it is puppets. It is, I would say the Fuzzies is a comedy horror, and I would say I did a comedy that has horror tropes in it because it's the Halloween episode that I decided to shoot for the pilot. Um, but anyway, like Courage the Cowardly Dog vibes. But yeah, it just filmed. I would love it if people would subscribe to the TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. It's in post-production. And we're going to do a fundraiser for post-production because we had just enough to do production. And so now we got to get some funding for the post-production so it doesn't sit on a hard drive and not get seen. So, yeah. But that's been a
Oh,
dream of
kick.
mine for 11 years. So I wrote it in 2015. So,
So if you were able to start a Kickstarter campaign, I would definitely help donate to that. So to help you get started.
oh,
So
wow. You're so nice. Thanks.
Kickstarter,
You haven't even seen
GoFundMe.
what the project is. You haven't even seen it yet.
There's a lot of projects that I've helped, back. It's like I see all the credits on my IMDb account, like all the stuff still in post production that I've donated to. Just to get like an IMDb thanks. That's about it. That's all I care about. But it's
Yeah,
also to help fund. Because I know how hard it is to create a film, especially
it
independent
is.
films.
Yes.
It's I've talked to a lot of directors and actors saying it's hard to get boots in the ground, get things running, because you gotta fund the crew, you gotta fund the director, you gotta find the location scout, all that stuff. It's a lot of logistics in it, and I understand. So I always try to help out as much as I can,
I
especially because
appreciate
I'm
it.
a huge advocate for independent films. So I mean, it's I'm not. I hate to say this, but I'm not really big on big like Stephen King or oh God, probably a lot of shit for this, but I'm more in independent films, like terror films. They're always distributing films like this, and I love it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
great.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, I would
Well,
love to
that's
help.
very sweet. I'm gonna say a log line because I feel like I should explain what it's about really fast and then we can move on. It's about a millennial named Sue Fearson who discovers a portal in their coat closet where creatures named Sweet Feenies come out and make her adult life zany. So the idea is, and it's the same thing that I wanted to do with honestly, the Fuzzies. I wanted to make these more harsh adult experiences we have, like grief and loss. And the first episode is about losing, unfortunately, well, I won't give spoilers. I'll leave it. Basically, it's the first episode is, of course, like not of course, but it's about loss, but then you
Yeah,
have it through the interpretation of comedy. So like in my mind, that's how I deal with life. And so I wanted to like how like even when life is serious, it's okay to be silly. Like, and
absolutely.
yeah. So uh and and with the portal, you can have silly characters come every episode. So I stole that from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's a
Some of the
good show.
Ferris Bueller said, "Don't take life so seriously, you won't make it out alive." So
That's true. Exactly.
I love it. That's all the questions I had. Thank you so much, Gordy, for joining me today. A
Mhm.
massive thank you to you and stopping by for taking us behind the scenes of the Fuzzies. It's not every day you get to hear about this kind of stuff when it's like to fight off demonic stop motion puppets while trying to keep a straight face. So it's just, yeah. So be sure to keep an eye out. Is it going in the circuit anytime soon, or has it been a circuit? It's been released, right? It's been released, right? So yeah, check it out. Go to the Terror Films website. Check it out. It's on there, and a lot of releases coming up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, notifications, and please, Gordy, stay awesome, stay amazing, keep that shit up, and I will
Okay.
definitely see you again on the big screen.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and maybe look out twice for stuffed animals, just in case. I don't know.
I have my real life dog, a stuffed dog, and my puppet on the bed. I think I'm toast. Yeah. So.
Well, as long as not dolls, I cannot stand dolls. So that's because Chucky terrified me as a kid. Anyway, thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening, and I will see you around.
Goodbye.
All right, bye.